Hi, everybody. Good afternoon from my end. So, for those that do not know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So, I wanted to spark up some conversation around mental health. For those that have been following me, you know that I do talk every now and then about mental health, and I want to have this conversation too in this month of May. So I've been reading this book called Mental Health First Aid in the United States, and many of you would probably disagree with what I have to say about this, but the difference that I realized between the United States and Papua New Guinea in regards to mental health disorders, mental health illnesses, psychosis, mental health is not a joke anymore. It's times have changed. There's a lot of things that happen today that trigger mental health issues like depression, anxiety, stress. And what I noticed, reading this book, that distinguishes Papua New Guinea from the U.S. is the fact that in the United States, people are well aware of the issues surrounding mental health disorders, mental health issues like anxiety, depression, stress. They already know what these things are. So they are able to identify it at a very early age, at a very early age too, but also when it's very, very earlier on um, in the process. So they're able to get treated, they're able to be supported and find a community that can support them throughout their journey. Whereas in Papua New Guinea, it's very hard for us to identify someone who has um, like who has depression, someone who has anxiety, or someone who's stressed. And even though if we identify one person who has one of these things, we're probably not going to be able to convince them to get treatment, or at least seek a counselor, or try to get help, try to get treatment somewhere. And like that's something that's been making me think about why it's like that back in our country. Because if you think of it, we have people, we have psychologists, we have counselors, but we don't make use of them. And here in the United States, all the schools have counselors, even the middle schools that are like primary schools in PNG, they have counselors. And these counselors are very, very utilized within the schools. And it's like, young people are not afraid to seek help, and it's something that they've grown up with, and it's something that in PNG we're still trying to get accustomed to. And also, maybe it's because of how we were raised, maybe it's because of our values, maybe it's because of wanting to fit into society and not want to feel left out, or out of place or uncomfortable. But it's about time that we start to embrace the changes in society. Our parents' times was different than our time, and in order for us to thrive, and in order for us to make use of all the resources that are available for us, we have to be able to seek help. So there are so many factors, and I think I shared this in one of my videos as well, that sort of hinder us from seeking help, from seeking support when we are stressed, when we are depressed, when we are mentally unstable. And we know that we are, but we kind of don't try to seek help. So um, one of them that I like to talk about is our traditional and cultural beliefs, and that's a very common one that I think not a lot of women face that, but a lot of our men in our communities, it affects them because they try to be strong, they try to be masculine, they do not try to show their weak side, and that is mentally draining. So if you know other factors, I would like us to spark a discussion on here about mental health throughout this mental health month. And also, I will be going on live to talk about mental health. I don't know much about mental health, but I like to spark conversation. So if you're interested to talk about it during one of the live sessions, let me know so we can schedule a time that's convenient for every one of us so that we can join.